zombie dice. It came out last spring. It's been a really good seller for us. It's a really simple pressure luck game, okay? So, there are 13 dice in the cup. Red ones are bad in general. Green ones are good because you're a zombie, you want brains, you don't want shotguns. There are more brains on the green die and more shotguns on the red die, okay? But your odds are better for green dice because you don't just roll the dice like Yahtzee or Farkle or one of those games. You pull them randomly out of the cup. So you don't know exactly what you're going to roll. Okay? So I got a brain and a shotgun. It's a pressure luck game, so 3 shotguns ends your turn. You lose all the points you've rolled so far. Okay? You can continue or stop every time you've rolled and not rolled 3 shotguns. So I've got 1 brain, I can stop with 1 point, but that's not fun. Okay? It's never fun to stop with 1 point.
Do the colors matter at this point?
The colors only tell you the odds of the symbols on the die. So the color of the symbol does not matter in any way. Okay? So these feet are the 3rd kind of symbol. Every die has 2 feet on it. The feet mean that's a victim I can see, so I have to chase them if I'm going to continue chasing people. You always roll 3 dice, so the other thing the foot means is you pull out as many dice as it will equal 3 with the foot. Okay? So I pull green, so that'll be good. So I roll those, and they're more brains, and another foot, okay? So the other thing the feet do is they give you a peek at your odds. You cannot change your mind about rolling once you pull the dice out of the cup. If you pull all reds out, you can't say, oh, I'm not going to roll those. But you can see this. So I'm starting to have more odds of getting reds out because the reds are 3 and there's none out there yet. But I still pull 2 more greens without looking. Oh, so there's a shotgun. Now, I know there's 3 reds left in there. The yellows are 50-50 and there's 2 yellows left. So, I would decide to stop and have 4 points. Then the cup, everything will go back in the cup and it will get passed off. And you play till somebody breaks 13 and that triggers the end of the game.
13 brains?
13 brains.
Alright.
Not in one turn though, 13 brains.
So it does, alright, it does add up. Because I was thinking that'd be tough to get 13.
Yeah, I stopped at 4 and I would have 4 for next turn. I can never lose that.
So you really have to keep track of what's remaining. You're counting the brains if you're all Vegas stuff.
Yeah. And this year we're releasing it in the bag.
Snazzy bag. I like it.
So this is a lot more portable.
Yes.
There's a cardboard ring in there for display purposes, but it's just this many dice in that bag, so you'll be able to cram that bag into your pocket. But it's going to come basically with a hang tab like this. So think Bananagrams or one of those style of packaging is how the game's going to be sold this year. And this comes out in June. So this summer for the convention season, you'll see people walking around with these.
Absolutely.
On there.
Was it sold in that can?
This is how it came out on a blister card.
Yeah.
And in a pop.
Yeah.
So we did that for the first print run. The second one we dropped on the pop and just did the blister cards. And now we're trying this because it's an option.
Yeah.
Some people want to buy it again for the bag. Some people haven't bought it yet. And nerds like to have bags.
Of course.
You can put other dice in here. It's possible. I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
Most people who are any kind of nerd understands Cthulhu. So we'll play Cthulhu dice.
All right.
So these are the marbles that show how sane you are. Okay? We're all trying to drive each other crazy. Because that's what Cthulhu people do. Okay? So all you do on your turn is you pick another person to attack.
All right.
You roll the die. Okay? So you roll the die has 5 symbols on it. So this symbol is the tentacle. That means the player whose turn it is, so it's my turn, the player whose turn it is steals a marble from the guy he attacked. So I attacked you.
So is that just a 1 sanity point loss?
Yes.
Tentacle?
Yes. But it always favors the attacker. So now it's still my turn, but since I attacked you, you defend, you roll back against me.
All right.
You roll the tentacle 2, which favors the attacker, so I steal another one from you.
Oh man, alright.
Okay?
hanging on by a thread.
The other symbols are the yellow sign, which it's not yellow on the die, but it's the yellow sign. That just means the other person, no matter what, loses one. So if you would have rolled yellow sign instead of tentacle, it would have went to the middle of the table, because this is Cthulhu in the middle eating all the sanity. Okay?
Yep, gotcha.
Another simple symbol is the elder sign. If you roll the elder sign and there's available sanity, you get it back.
Oh, all right.
Okay?
All right.
Cthulhu is hiding on there. When Cthulhu gets rolled, everybody loses one, no matter who rolls it. And then the last symbol is the Eye of Horus, which is wild. You can choose any of the 4 symbols. And Cthulhu, the Eye, and the Elder Sign are only on there once. The other ones make up the rest of it.
Even distribution on the others. All right.
So it plays really fast, really simple. Once you know the rules, you can carry this in your pocket and play it if you have something to keep track of tokens. This is the whole game, but we make it 9 colors. And you know how nerds are about dice.
You need all of them.
Yeah. So
you get to sell 9 sets.
And it's only $5 for beads enough for 6 players and 1 die.
Oh, wow.
And everyone can have their own die as long as you only roll 1 die at a time. So you can play it with 2 dice, or everyone can have their own die, or you can have a pile in the middle that people grab with their turn or whatever. So it's
very cool. All right. And I love how fast these are.
Yeah, well, we make games that are longer, we make games that are shorter, and we were like, it'd be nice to have some games just like, when you're at the end of the night and you want to play one more game but you can't decide what it is, the winner of this gets to decide what game you play.
Because I'm thinking back to the last time we played Munchkin, I'm pretty sure some of those games lasted for a long time.
Munchkin can play depending...
We were probably doing something wrong.
Well, lengthwise depends on how able you are to screw over your friends.
Right. Yeah. Because that is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Rapid succession. You know?
Yeah. So,
which is endearing, and it's what everybody loves.
Yeah. So if some guy tries to win and nobody has cards to stop him, the game's over. But really, really good players can drag the game out because they won't blow all their cards, stopping the first guy from doing it. Like when I play, I try to convince everybody else I don't have the cards to stop anybody, so they burn theirs, and then I can keep mine for later and stuff.
And you get away with that over and over again.
No, I don't. People figure it out.
All right.
When we make Gimme the Brain, we put a great big die in there because you need a counter to show where the brain's at. It's a really ugly die too. I like it.
Oh wow.
Because this is the brain in the game, and the brain passes around the table. So Phil said, let's make more big dice. So we were just pick some monster art, pick some Munchkin art, stick it on some dice. It's going to come in the 6 player colors for Munchkin Quest. So if you really like playing the blue guy in Munchkin Quest, you can buy yourself a big blue dice. It's also going to come with a Munchkin card or 2 or whatever. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I think it's one Munchkin Quest.
Yeah. So people that want to collect every single card that's available will have a reason to buy it then.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure there'll be a guy that buys 1 of each set, or a guy that buys 4 of the blue sets because he likes all the blue ones. It does not have a game of its own, except for the game I just invented where you just roll the dice, and if that one's higher than that one, you win. But it's not much of a game.
It gives it a purpose, though.
Yes.
If all else fails.
We have this thing called a kilometer. It's basically two numbered dials. Because Munchkin numbers get really big sometimes at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So we made a thing that's basically, this is where the combat is at. It's 67 versus 58. And then someone's like, I throw a card this way, I throw a card that way, I throw a card that way.
Yeah.
And you have to count everything again. Well, with that, you're just like, okay, +2 over here and -4 over there.
That's cool.
So we're doing a Munchkin Zombies kilometer.
Okay.
It's got Zombies art and Zombies cards in it. Because the original kilometer had Quest and Munchkin cards in it. So this one's going to have zombie only cards.
That would be
in it.
really handy.
Yeah, and that's going to be a June release.
Because that is a huge problem, adding up all the points.
Well, it was mostly my idea.
Yeah.
I was the one that championed that product.
All right.
Because we had a game of Munchkin Quest once where the final fight went to 105 versus 96 or something, and we kept having to recount it over and over and over again.
You're like, this is ridiculous.
And I'm like, well, probably
the phrase Will used was, "This is bullshit."
I suggested I had already suggested like a year before that we needed to make something to be, because we did those just dial counters in Munchkin Quest for levels, and that was just like a little keyhole that showed what 1 through 10 you were. Like, we should do this and basically go to 0 to 99. And after Munchkin Quest came out, I started pushing it a little bit harder, so it finally came out.
All right, you need to get the patent for that one.
Yeah, I just got the suggestion credit for it.
All right.
I believe it says on there. It says, I thought it said something like that. The Munchkin who thought of this is whatever.
Kilometer?
Yeah.
So you actually get design credit.
Oh, it says design.
All right.
Kilometer designed by William, whatever.
Me. Yeah.
William, whatever.
Yeah. I have just enough Photoshop skills to create the like rough outline of what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then I extended it off. And,
it was for the artiste people, and they dressed it up.
Yeah.
And so I assume, is there like a resident artist that does all the?
John Kovalik is our primary artist. He does some like really niche nerd comics that are like really gaming oriented. They have, I don't know if they still have comics. It's comics in GTM.
And on Geek Dad.
Oh, and on Geek Dad and stuff. So he does comics for websites and stuff that are involved gaming. But yeah, he's been our primary artist for almost every Munchkin release. And then we have other. Have you guys tried Revolution before?
No.
You should try Revolution.
I keep trying to. Talk about Revolution, Will.
This game I had a lot to do with. So.
So you're gonna make sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Well, we liked it before we bought it.
Yeah.
A guy. The best story about this game is a guy was making it by hand and selling it out of his basement. He had sold about 30 copies of it. Phil bought a copy just because he likes to buy games, and he also likes to buy games that might vanish off the face of the earth, like in the next week and a half.
Like one's being made out of some guy's basement.
Yeah. So Phil bought it. We took it to a trade show. We played it like a half dozen times in like the 3 or 4 days. We kept dragging other people to play it with us, and like, look at this, look at this, look at this. So we went back and we called the guy, and we said we're interested. We called the guy, and he didn't think it was real the first time. Phil called him, and he had to Google Phil and figure out who Phil was before he believed. Before he believed it was a real thing. So we bought it. We tweaked it a little bit. We cleaned up some things we didn't like. We talked the whole time with him. He likes it. He helped work on the expansion that just came out last November, which we changed a little bit too, but he's still happy with it.
All right.
It is a blind bidding, simultaneous area control game. That's the buzzwords.
Yeah. That's a 2-second pitch.
Yeah. You all have a little screen and a little card you bid on with the tokens, the forest, the black, and the gold. And they have a hierarchy. They're not rock, paper, scissors. They're not a circle. This one beats that one beats that one. That one's most versatile, and this one helps break ties. So it's not like a complete circle.
Yeah.
So you on the turn, you bid behind a screen, same time as everybody else bids. You reveal your bids and you resolve your bids, and then you place cubes out here on the board.
Yeah.
And the game is over when the board's full of cubes, and then you score bonus points. And during the game, you can move people's cubes around and that kind of stuff. Always plays in less than an hour, almost guaranteed. Brand new players pick up the game really fast because the rules are really, really light. You can learn all the rules in about 2 turns, so 15 minutes at the most. And then the strategy will take you 2, 3, 4 games to figure out what you think is optimal, but you're always learning new stuff because it's a pattern recognition game to a certain extent, where if you figure out something that works really well and I notice that you figured that out, I can stop you. I can go in and break the pattern you figured out.
That's a sign of a great game, right? That there's that much.
So people who figure out those patterns and their friends don't ever see them just decimate people.
Yes. But at the same token, when one friend figures it out, their whole strategy's out the window.
The other thing that's good about that is if you throw a new player into your common group, if you play with your friends over and over and over again, you bring in a new guy that knows how to play it especially, then you don't know how to play against him because
it's a special move.
Yeah, it's a little bit like poker that way. It's like poker where you know what's in someone's hand, but they can do different things with their hands as opposed to the way poker functions.
Good job finding this.
It was just a random luck occurrence. It was weird.
That is pretty cool. All right, and this is of course available now.
Yeah, this has been out for a while, and the expansion just came out in November. It adds 2 more players. This is 3 or 4. It's 4, 5, or 6.
Great.
It has some new bid cards that have a few more characters on them. It adds a new building to the middle of the board.
Now, even with 6 players, finishes a little over an hour, something like that?
Less than an hour usually.
Okay, even going around in 6.
We timed it quite a few times with 6 players, and it doesn't seem to add much time because the board fills up a little faster with 6 players. So you get a little bit more decision time with 6, but the board fills up faster, whereas the board takes longer with 4. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm intrigued. Now we're going to go have to buy a bunch of games.
Yeah, I've done this before a couple of times.